In a recent instalment we looked at this Romiley transmitter, a small low-powered relay of Winter Hill transmitting station. What does that mean? Well, to recap, Romiley receives a digital television signal using these two log periodic antennas from Winter Hill, the main transmitter, 23.5 miles away to the northwest. It then rebroadcasts or relays that signal out over this small village at low power using these 8 log periodics at the top of the mast. It does this because the village can't see Winter Hill and signal reception is either poor or non-existent. These relays exist in large numbers around the north and eastern sides of Manchester where there are lots of hills, and today I thought I'd bring it over to Oldham North, another relay of Winter Hill. Now this tower is full of microwaves which we've discussed in other videos, so we're not going to focus on them today. In short, they provide super high frequency point-to-point links over short distances that can be extended by inserting relays to pass the signal along. There's also 3 and EE cellular sites here. The 3 installation has been here a number of years, but more recently a 5G EE installation has gone up, making things more crowded. But we're here today to look at 2 interesting pieces of equipment, starting with the digital television antenna. Oldham North was originally an IBA site whose service commenced on the 7th of March 1975 with analogue television broadcasts. The digital switchover came to Oldham in the winter of 2009 and saw the addition of the original digital television transmitter panels. The site sits 17.5 miles southeast of Winter Hill and relays BBC A channel 46, D3 and 4 channel 43 and BBC B channel 40, but to where I couldn't figure out. Most TV aerials in the area point towards Winter Hill and the transmitter appears to be radiating in the southeasterly direction. The terrain in that direction does dip, so it's likely Oldham North serves Glodwick, Fitton Hill, Park Bridge and possibly the fringes of Hathershaw and Spring Hill. The old curved panel array was replaced with a flat panel array due to the 700 MHz clearance programme. This was a major infrastructure project mandated by the UK government, marking the biggest change to the terrestrial TV network since the digital switchover. The project began in November 2014 when Ofcom announced its decision to reallocate part of the frequency spectrum used by Freeview for the development of future mobile phone services. The changeover at Oldham was completed in October of 2009 and Winter Hill's transmit channels changed in August of 2020 after a short delay due to COVID-19 restrictions. So, as I said in the video on Romiley, the relay transmitter needs a feed. We know Oldham North receives its feed from Winter Hill, but how? Well, until the 700 MHz clearance programme, a trough waveguide antenna was in place at Oldham North, and you can just about see it from this photo from my last visit in 2016. The trough has now been replaced by the second interesting piece of equipment at Oldham North, this panel made by Sarah, which appears to be a UTV-01 or UTV-12, 12 to 13 dB horizontal directional antenna. Sarah is the same company who made the transmit panels at the top, which look like UTV-02 broadband vertical directional antennas that can be used as part of an array. While we're here, somebody asked in the comments recently why some microwave dishes have red lightning bolts on them. Is it some sort of warning for dangerous levels of RF? Well, it's never a good idea to get in the way of a microwave antenna, and if you're in a situation where you're likely to, you probably work in the industry and know. So no, it's not a warning, it's just the logo for Andrew Corporation, a telecom supplier based in the USA, so now you know. And that is Oldham Relay, a notch up from Romiley in terms of size, but just as important as other key relay sites for Winter Hill. At the time of this visit, the afternoon light was fading, so I quickly took the opportunity to have a quick look at another elevated radio site in the centre of town, albeit from a couple of miles away. Winter is a great time of year for shooting places like this because there's no heat haze or atmospheric disturbance, which enables us to see various cellular, microwave, police and general PMR antennas on the top of this block. If we look a little further, 15 miles out to the southwest, we can actually see the radar spinning on Manchester Airport's control tower, and I stood there in the cold filming this, wishing I was on this departing Ryanair 737, probably heading for warmer climes. Oldham can be seen here from 2.5 miles away to the east, where I stumbled upon a strange transmitter site, but for that, you'll have to wait till next time.